welcome to Chump Change, everybody, the post show where we talk about all the truth hidden behind the lies. I'm your host, Jeremy Dooley, and we're once again joined by the cast of Cole, James, Eric, and Patrick. Welcome back, everybody.
I'm not Eric, I'm
good.
Charizard.
And no robot. I am not Eric.
My hat! What? Captain Charizard's head?
Yeah, it's not your hat, Charizard.
It's your head.
I have a little tail.
Oh, look at that tail.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that.
It's impressive.
So that was a perfect deceiver run right there. That was all 6 points for the deceivers. You do rule. You did a great job.
I rule.
You got pretty clever with it. You know, Eric, Cole believed you with the horse dance.
The second he said horse dance, I thought, oh, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
Oh, my hat.
Charizard can't learn.
You got to get entirely into it.
No.
The wings are really small.
Tear out of it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Charizard, no.
Break out of this prison of flesh.
Charizard's everywhere. We'll feel it. So yeah, Cole, you believe. Did you ever take martial arts, Eric, growing up of any kind?
Oh,
I did for like 6 weeks or whatever, but it was just like a time where I can't play baseball right now because baseball's not in season. So then we did karate.
it's karate season.
Because I don't know if you've seen me, but I can't play football. So it was karate. So baseball was Yeah, it was. I remember being Kempo. That's the only thing I remember. And I remember doing it and going, I hate this. And then I stopped.
Wow.
It was so structured. It's like, yeah, do it this way. And I went, no, I want to play baseball. This sucks.
No, I just want to punch things.
Yeah.
So that was one of the occasions where everybody ended up getting a different story during pushing the envelope. So I do want to hear all of the true stories that we didn't get to hear. And since we're already talking about martial arts and everything, that leads us right into James, who is actually the one who beat their sensei in a karate fight. So James, what style of martial arts was it? And what is the case with what happened here?
I mean, it was labeled as Taekwondo, but I'm pretty sure in this country they just make it karate for the most part, because I don't remember doing cool kicks and stuff. There's a lot of punching. But yeah, so I was in a group martial arts class with my older brother, and I was like probably on the younger side. So I was probably like maybe 8 or 9 years old. And we had a sensei who was a nice guy, and we would basically learn a bunch of stuff in the class, and at the end we'd get into a line, and then one at a time would like try and use some of the things we learned on our sensei, and in a circle.
Thank you.
He would spank us if we got it right or wrong. It was weird, but I learned discipline. That's what's most important. And so we had a sensei, and he was kind of going through the motions, and most kids would just get up there and then just throw a horse stance curving Eric punch or something like that. But I had been playing Street Fighter, and I said, nice. What if I did a dragon punch?
Yeah!
And so basically he's got like a long line of 20 something kids to get through, and just taking the thing and sending them on. I step up to the plate and then immediately go, sure you can. And I clipped him on the chin, and he fell backwards out of the ring. And then came back and was like, don't ever do that again. But I count that as a W because I was still in the ring, and that's how I would have got the point.
Yep.
But isn't the whole part of learning karate so you can have self-defense?
No, self-offense.
Just such an occasion.
They do call it self-offense.
Yeah, it's true.
You're trying to become a more effective bully.
This was probably like his 4th class of the day of like just churning through like students, and was just like, all right, keep rolling it through. And I saw his weakness. I was like, he's not paying attention, and he'll never guess that I'm going to come with a rising uppercut from this. And I got him. That's a W for me.
Do we know if he watches the show? Is he a fan?
He's dead.
Does he watch the show?
Dead. Murdered in the street.
Murdered in the ring by a young kid.
He wasn't able to defend himself. No, I don't know. I don't know where he is, but I doubt he's watching. I doubt he's watching me now.
Most likely. He's not Sensei. What's your sensei name? Robert, Eric? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that was, of course. Of course he was. It was a white guy with a rat tail in the early 90s, and his name was Robert. And I just went, "This sucks. I hate this." And then I.
What do you think my sensei's name was, Eric?
Was it Robert?
No, go off of that same tangent though.
Like,
was it like Greg?
Derek. Let's say Derek.
Close. It was Steve.
Trevor?
Was
Steve,
it really?
Steve.
Oh,
It
that's
was
perfect.
Steve, yep, it was
Damn.
Steve.
That's cool.
Sensei Steve.
That is cool.
Shout out to Sensei Steve.
Sensei
Shout out
Steve.
to Steve.
Shout out to you, Steve, wherever you are.
Wherever you are, not watching this.
Right? Yeah, guaranteed.
How cool to be if all of our senseis were watching right now.
That'd be
I
real
don't think he
cool.
would know who the fuck I am.
Right, they would go. How long were they here? Yeah, great.
I think he'd be pissed that you lied and said you beat him up.
It's true.
That's true.
Eric did lie
Robert's gonna
about that.
I did.
The true story about Eric that Eric once got so drunk that he fought a house. So, Eric, where was this, and why did it culminate in a fighting of a house?
This was back home in San Diego, and this had to be New Year's, like 2000. God, it was probably 2007 going into 2008, or 2008 going into 2009. It's fuzzy. My friend Brian, my friend Brian and I were with a big group of friends, and I told Brian, "Man, tonight I'm going drink for drink with you." And he weighs over 200 pounds, and I'm a cool 145. So we started mixing something called, was it Sparks? Is that a thing?
Oh,
was that
yeah,
a thing back
Sparks,
then?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
So we would mix
You bet.
that with vodka and then just slam them and then go to a New Year's party and then just sort of like, I just remember disappearing. I have like flashes of it, but people told me the next day, they're like, yeah, we were drinking in the kitchen and we were playing King's Cup. And then all of a sudden you just stood up and you walked outside and we didn't know what was going on, but we kept hearing on the outside, and we went, and it was you leaning on a trash can. It was just you leaning on a trash can and just punching this house. My knuckles were all bloody.
Hell yeah.
I was covered in dirt. I guess I'd fallen over. My hands were cut up like on the palms. My knuckles were all bloody, and I was just hitting this house. And they were just like, "Oh, I think we need to go." And I just went, "No, not till I'm done." And I just kept going. But then we did leave. So that is when I don't remember why or how or what, but fist fought a house. New Year's. Happy New Year. Taking them out.
Happy New Year.
Wrecking crew, baby.
What's up? The Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
Scraped up palms and bloody punching brick. The Wrecking Crew. Horse stand.
I don't even know whose house it was. I don't remember whose house it was. I won't apologize ever.
They came outside. Eric was in full horse stance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Punching away. And of course, that goes on to Patrick. Patrick had to scrap his dream car only months after buying it. What is your dream car, and why was it gone months later? What happened?
It was a 1985 Cutlass Supreme Brougham, black. I don't know anything about cars. I'm not a car person.
So you don't have any dreams, is what you're saying.
It was still my dream car. It was my dream car, and I got it. But it was also in Minnesota, where man is not meant to live, much less
Oh no.
Own things made of metal. So it was completely rusted out. I got it for $3,000 and ended up selling it for like $300, I think, is what I ended up getting out of it. 6 months later, because the shit was just falling into the engine every time they tried to fix it. Like a new piece would fall into the engine.
Damn.
And they were just like, yeah, we're not going to fix this because it's just all rust. Your car is made of rust.
It's like the car wanted to die.
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she was beaut, let me tell you.
I don't think that's true.
Oldsmobile still around?
It was a fucking beaut.
I just looked it up.
Okay. I don't know. You just lied the whole time in that game. So
Look up black Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme Brougham 1985.
okay.
I'm doing it
I
right
basically did that, and it looks more like something the Munsters would drive than anything else.
Yes.
Because I'm familiar
It's so
with the
cool.
car.
It's the coolest car.
I totally understand. Like, that's why I like James's story was so believable as well when he was talking about this, because like that is the thing, right? You see a car and it's being sold on a lot somewhere and you're like, hell yes, I could have that car. Like, that's pretty cheap for a car, and then instantly you're like, oh yeah, that's why it was cheap. Kat eventually talked me out of it when I was, really young, but really wanted to buy. There's a lot that had an old Jaguar on it, and it was like an 89 Jaguar or something. It had a V12, and it was just absurd. And I was like, I would love that. Are you kidding me? Like a V12 in there, and I think they were selling it for like $2,500 or something. And I was like,
that's the sweet spot. That range.
Yep. That's the range. And I'm like, I could do it. I can afford that. And then, if something goes wrong, we'll get it running. I don't know anything about cars. The hell am I going to do? Yep. And he eventually talked me out of that. But yeah, so you said you eventually then had to sell it, huh? 6 months later?
6 months later. It was one Minnesota winter was what it survived. And not a moment longer. I had to buy one of those portable like car jumper packs because I had to jump it. Like starting it, I just had to jump it to start it every single day.
That was like the normal
without
ritual
fail.
Start the car.
It never didn't need to be jumped in the winter.
Oh God,
it's a beautiful story. Beautiful tale.
Yeah,
the boy and his.
Thank you.
Cars. It sounds like she was a
Oldsmobile.
She was a beaut.
Beaut. If I've ever
She was
seen
a
one.
beaut.
It's where the red fern grows, and then the story you just told are the two most heartwarming tales.
Definitely.
Of love and
her.
loss.
I miss her.
Yeah.
Cole,
Did you have a name? Did she have a name?
Cole?
No, I don't believe in naming cars. You can't name
What was it? I had a really.
horse.
I feel like in
Name
my.
it.
Now I had a really dumb dream car where I was like a Pontiac.
Geo Metro.
Oh, you're already landed in the perfect spot, Pontiac. When someone goes, "What's your dream car?" and you go, Pontiac. We're gonna get something.
Gotta be a Saturn. Gotta be a Saturn.
Firebird.
It's
something.
a Fiero. No, you don't want the Firebird.
Pontiac? What part of the Midwest are you from? Okay, great.
Who did actually have a 1991 Chevy Camaro? No.
Pontiac, probably a Pontiac Fiero or something. Yeah, because I saw one that had the wing gold doors. I was like, that's the coolest thing that's ever going to exist.
You can get a conversion kit for the Pontiac Fiero that would turn it into something that looks like a shitty Lamborghini.
Oh no!
But then you get the power of a rotary engine. It's the best of all the worlds.
Really,
win-win.
That's actually what made me think that James was telling the truth, is because when I heard the story, I thought, it had to be something like a fixer-upper or like bought like the Shell was going to do it themselves. And then James had the story of wanting to change out the radio. So I was like, that's
I did find Mexican newspapers in my Chevy Camaro, but it lasted much longer. So yeah,
increased the value.
Like you said, I don't know what they were holding together, but they were doing.
Yeah. Where have you been, little guy?
I like when Patrick slipped it in that you can't name a horse, but I guess that's a tale for another day or something. I mean, that was really.
I didn't even hear that one slide in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't every
It was something
horse named?
Something like that. I don't know.
I think I've only ever met horses with names.
Yeah.
Who's that?
But
I don't know.
Horse. Can you really tame that wild spirit with a name?
We're not saying tame. We said name. You are hearing us wrong. We are saying the word name.
But
Also, you can tame a horse. But,
Can you ever really? Can you ever
either
really
tame or name a horse, not both.
You can do both.
Not both.
I guess we'll disagree on that then.
We'll just have to disagree that you cannot name or tame an animal
That's right.
famous for being both named and tamed. But I don't know. I do once again want to thank Cole, James, Eric, and Patrick for coming by for this episode. Very well done, Deceivers, for your perfect game. And Cole will get you back on for a redemption run sometime in the future.
I'll get you next time.
Thank you for being first.
I don't believe
Thank you for watching Chump Change.
Yeah, I don't think
See you next week. More Chump Change, more stories.
I know y'all are lying.
More lying.
I don't think I can do it.
Have fun watching the show.
Yeah, Eric won't be here.
I won't be here.
Bye.
See ya.
I'm busy. I'm busy, baby.